Hello friends. So today topic of discussion is extraction of lead. It's a very interesting process and you will learn how we are extracting lead. So my friend, the symbol of lead is Pb, atomic number is 82, electronic configuration is Xe 4F14 5D10 6x2 6p2. The atomic mass of lead is 207.2 U and the melting point is 327.5 degrees Celsius. As you know that my friend, the important ore of lead is galena. So the main impurities which is present in lead is sulfide. So by different process you have to remove sulfide or sulfur from the lead. And you know galena is also the important source of silver. And other two ores of lead is there. One is cerussite, whose chemical formula is PbCO3, and another is angelosite, whose chemical formula is PbSO4. In the downer part, you can see the structure or the image of galena. It is a black color, white spot is there. Now we will study about the flow sheet of lead. This is from this flow sheet, you will have a rough idea how lead is being extracted. First, you can see lead ores. So lead ores are there. You can see PbS, zinc sulfate, copper sulfate, iron sulfate, bismuth, arsenic, silver, silicon oxide. So these are lead ores. These are the impurities present in lead ore. So the first process is concentration. So in the concentration process, we generally use fourth flotation process where zinc sulfate is separated. Then the second is sintering process where sinter machine is used. Dual light process is there. So by the sintering process, lead oxide, zinc oxide and cadmium oxide is removed. At the same time, by the sintering process, zinc is recovered. Then, after sintering machine process, we can see that the final product which is coming in the form of sinters, small shape granule type. Then that sinters are taken to the blast furnace. So in the input of blast furnace means in the initial stage of blast furnace they are charging coke, flux and scrap. At the same time, sinter is also charged in the blast furnace. When the reaction is taking place, it is taking around 1200 degrees Celsius. So four things are coming out. First is your gas dust, which is going away from the top part of the blast furnace, and it is going that gas which is coming out from the blast furnace, it is filtered and finally removed in the atmosphere. The second is billion. The billion you can see copper, arsenic, sulfur, iron, silver, bismuth. These are the impurities present. The third product from the blast furnace is Matthian species. From Matthian species, one can convert it to copper. Then the last is zinc. The last is sulfur, where zinc is taken out. So this is the rough diagram, or you can tell the flow sheet of lead extraction, where different process you can easily extract the lead. So we'll discuss about the process in a very detailed way. So first we'll start with float flotation process. So my friend, you know that lead extraction is a pyrometallurgical process. So the first process of this lead extraction is float flotation process. So in float procession, as you know, in a container, chemicals are taken. At the same time, pine oil is also poured in that solution. At the same time, the ore of lead is also poured, or it is putted in the bath. Then air is passed through the agitators. So agitators used to rotate in a 360 degree Celsius, 360 degree. So as a result of it, bubbles are forming, and when bubbles are forming, it is mixing in a uniform speed. The concentration, the combination of the bath, which consists of solutions, pine oil, and the ore of lead, or are mixing at the same time. So you can see the two things, one on the surface of the concentration, or one you can see the surface. In the top surface of the bath you can see some fourth are there. Okay, so this fourth consists of impurities, the impurities which is present in the lead ore, and you can see that they are slowly this are converting into in the form of form, and they are coming out from the solution. And the lead, the pure lead, okay, it is settled in the bottom part and finally is taken out by the process of tailing. So by this process, 60 to 80% of lead is extracted. This is very simple process, my friend. These agitators used to rotate in 360 degree Celsius. As a result of it, air is passed in the agitators. You can see the hole. Then that air used to rotate in 360 degree, and it is acting like a mixture. So it is forming a bubbles, and that bubbles are taking the impurities to the top part of the solution, and they are forming fourth, and they are coming out from the solution. So the next is Dwight Alloyed sintering machine. So Dwight Alloyed sintering machine consists of, you can see the sintering machine is there, where two rollers are there, which is connected with the this conveyor belt. So one part of this you can see where ore, where the product from the float production process, it is taken out, it is dried. Okay, and when it is dried, you can dry that in sun, okay, or in normal atmosphere you can dry. Then after it is drying, the moisture is removed. Then that product is directly poured in the sintering machine. So you can see the red color flame, it is applied to the surface of the sinters. So as a result of it, the temperature of this increases to 800 degrees Celsius, and the oxide is reduced by carbons, and PbS or lead sulfide is fused. Then large number of sulfur is removed from this process, and at last sinter is produced. So my friend, three important chemical reactions take place in the sintering machine. First is lead sulfide react with oxygen to produce lead oxide plus sulfur dioxide. This sulfur dioxide is released in the atmosphere. The second reaction is silicon oxide, silicon dioxide is reacted with lead oxide to produce lead oxide dot silicon dioxide. The third reaction is lead sulfate plus silver oxide is reacted to form lead oxide dot silicon oxide plus sulfur dioxide. So as a result of it, sulfur dioxide gas is released to the atmosphere and lead oxide is remain. So this is the second process in the extraction of lead. Now we'll go. So after the now the final product of sintering is sinters. Okay. So the third process is blast furnace process, where all the sinters are charged in the blast furnace. With it, sinters, coke, limestone, scrap iron and quartz is also charged in the blast furnace. As a result of it, two important chemical reactions takes place in the blast furnace. One is PbSiO3 react with iron Fe, give rise to FiSiO3 plus Pb. Means from in blast furnace also you can extract lead. Then the second important chemical reaction is lead oxide plus iron give rise to lead iron oxide plus lead. Means here iron is get oxidized and lead is formed. So the main important thing is that you can see one thing common in this reaction. Iron is common here. When oxygen is in contact with the iron, it is forming iron oxide. At the same time, lead is separated. So this is a smelting process in the blast furnace. So you can see there are four kind of layers taking place in blast furnace. So these are in the sequence. First layer consists of your slag. Second layer consists of matte, which contain copper. Third layer consists of species, which contain arsenic plus FeAS4 plus impurities. And the fourth layer contain lead, which is also called bullion. So my friend, here one more important thing is there, you have to mark it, that the density of slag as compared to lead is very low. For that reason it is in the topmost part, and lead density is high. So we could compare the density of matte and species. Matte density is low and species density is little high. So these are all the sequence according to their density. Whose density is low is in the above top part, and whose density is very high in the downer part. So these are the four layers you can see in the blast furnace. Now you can see the bullion. The bullion which is extracted from blast furnace, it has to go through different phases. More 5 phases it has to pass from. The first phase was drossing, second is decoppering, third is desilverizing, fourth is dezinking, and fifth is debismuthizing. So the word D means removal, desulfurizing means removal of sulfur, decoppering means removal of copper, dezinking means removal of zinc, desilverizing means removal of silver. So my friend, you can see left side drossing is done. So drossing is done when air is passed into it. So you can see the bullion base bullion, where what are the elements present in the base bullion. So you can see Pb, Ag, copper, bismuth, tin, nickel. These are the things present in bullion. So these are all impurities which we have to separate out by this process. The first process is drossen, where air is passed into it. So as a result of it, when air is passed into it, then soft kind of slag are forming on the surface of the liquid or in the molten liquid. So these are the things Sb, Sn, As, De, Sc, Ag. These are the soft slag which is coming out, which is separated from the base bullion. Then second is decopperizing. Decopperizing means removal of copper. When sulfur is added, then it is reacting with copper and it is forming copper sulfide. Like this, copper is removed. Next impurities is silver. So they are adding zinc to silver. So it is forming, when zinc is added to silver, so silver is removed. So it, for that reason it is forming desilverizing. So what are the things desilverizing crust consists of? Ag, Au, Pb, Pt, zinc, copper, nickel, lead. These are the things which is forming by desilverizing. Next is called dezinking, where zinc is removed. By simply vacuum or chlorine is added to the solution, or you can tell the molten metal or molten liquid, so zinc is removed. Either zinc is forming or zinc chloride is forming, because chlorine is reacting with the zinc and it is removing in the form of zinc chloride. The last most important thing is debismuthizing. Debismuthizing means removal of bismuth. So in that case, calcium and magnesium or potassium is added to the bath. So as a result of it, bismuth, calcium, magnesium lead is removed. And the last, after bismuthizing, refined lead is extracted. So my friend, we'll discuss about this thing in a detail. So first is dosing. What is dosing? You have to understand the concept of dosing. It is a very simple thing. So first you have to understand the meaning of dosing is that the temperature of the bath is maintained in refractory furnace is 500 to 550 degrees Celsius. In between this temperature only, the temperature of bath is maintained. So what is happening? The air is supplying to the refractory furnace from the top surface. So as a result of it, in the bath, the top surface is oxidized. It is oxidized takes place. So this oxidized means the impurities which are present in the bath. They react with the oxygen and they form oxides. So by manually that that are removed, that used to float on the surface, by manually that is taken out from the refractory furnace. So my friend, the concept is very simple. In the refractory furnace, oxygen is passed from the top surface. As a result of it, the impurities which is present in the liquid metal, it react with the oxygen and it form oxide. By manually, these oxides are taken out from the refractory furnace. So by this process, my friend, sulfur is eliminated. Sulfur is added to eliminate copper to form copper sulfide. So generally in this case, a slag used to float on the surface and which is removed manually. The next is Park process. The Park process is what? Where zinc is added in the molten metal. So silver is removed. So that is called desilverization. Next is dezinking. By vacuum or by using chlorine, zinc is removed from the process. Next is what? Debismuthizing. Debismuthizing is very simple process. In that calcium magnesium is added to the molten metal. As a result of it, this this bismuth used to remove from the path. So it is forming a intermetallic compound, and finally after debismuthizing, you can see the pure metal is extracted, pure lead is extracted. So my friend, at the last, if some kind of impurities is still remain, the last process is electro refining process, is the most effective process where 99% of lead is extracted. So as you know, in electrolysis process, one is cathode, one is anode. So the cathode is made of a pure lead and the anode is made of base bullion. So this base bullion, so what happened from base bullion, the pure lead used to go and deposit in cathode, which is pure lead, and the impurities which is there in bullion, base bullion, it used to settle down or settle in the bottom part. Slowly, the impurities like bismuth, arsenic, and antimony used to settle down, and all the pure lead is directly going and depositing the cathode. So this is a very simple process, my friend. And the last is we will know about the product and application of lead extraction. So generally, you know, leads and leads alloy are having wide applications. You can see every kind of battery you are going through. You are using mobile battery, car battery, pencil battery. They are taking the help of lead. Many plates are there making by this process, and cables, ammunitions, seatings, building construction materials such as seat, pipes, shoulders, wools. These are also prepared by taking the help of lead. So my friend, battery clamps and other casting products like bearings, gaskets, type metals, foils, these are all made of lead. So when lead is added, also some places lead is added as a alloy. When lead is added in some material, then the mechanical vibration of that material is increased. So lead has a wide application in each and every field. Thank you so much, my friend.